Hey, what's going on? It is Joe with Wedding DJ Mastery. Thanks for tuning into this video. And in this video, I'll be explaining to you why you're not booking any weddings. And in particular, I want to focus on this one particular skill that is so valuable that you're missing out on potential wedding sales and potentially working with the ideal clients that you want. And that skill is selling. Now, a lot of people don't know what sales are or how to go about how to selling their services, but I want to cover why that is such an important skill that's holding you back from booking those weddings that you want. So whether you are just starting out as a DJ and want to get into weddings, or if this is someone who's already a wedding DJ but wants to make this a career or a full-time career for yourselves, stay tuned in this video. I'm going to help you out right now. Like I mentioned earlier, the reason why you're not booking any weddings is because you do not know how to sell. Now, the reason why I bring this up in the first place, because there has to be a transaction that has to be involved with the value that you're providing to your clients and the exchange with their money to trust you that you're going to deliver for their event. And in order to be booked for a wedding, you have to be able to sell your services. That's why I believe selling is such a valuable skill. And if you don't know how to do it, then you're not going to get that booking. You're not going to work with the ideal client that you want. You're not being able to turn your hobby into a career. Now, I am going about this from a reverse engineering process in mind where, okay, you want to get booked, but you have to look at the things that will allow you to get booked. You have to think about what environment can you create to have your clients pay you at the price point that you deserve. And that's essentially sales. All right. So there's more to it, but in order to do that, in order to make that transaction happen, we have to look into everything that you're doing right now to make that happen for yourself. One of the things that a lot of people don't know what to do when it comes to selling is that they don't know how to portray their value or how to sell the value. And one of the things, and I can make other videos on it too, but you're not expressing the value of what you bring to the table. Some DJs, they probably think about is they're selling their equipment, their gear, but what does that equate to the customer, the client on their end? So it's just the not knowing how to portray the value that you want to share to them, and like, why is your service so beneficial to them? Why is hiring you in particular better than someone else potentially? And you want to focus on the end result, on the value, and exactly on what they want out from you. Now, there's a lot in terms of value. I could make another video, but it's knowing how to communicate your value to them. Once they realize that your value is so important and brings more to the table than what their money that they're going to give you, then they're going to find it as a great deal. If they don't find that your value is worth it, they're not going to trust you with their money. To make it a really no-brainer deal, you want to provide so much value that it makes perfect sense. Let me give you an example. Let's say that there is a genuine Lamborghini that's in the market for $10,000. Someone who previously owns it just wants to get rid of it, and it's working fine, nothing wrong with it. It's just $10,000. He's just trying to get rid of it. He's moving away, and he's offering it to you for $10,000, a Lamborghini. I mean, you can take whatever car that you desire, but I'm just using a Lamborghini in this case for $10,000. What would you do? To most people, they see the value of Lamborghini. It's a Lamborghini. It's in the name. And it's $10,000. It's a deal. And you're going to grab whatever money you have to purchase that Lamborghini because you know that the value is so high for that Lamborghini that right now it's $10,000. It's a great deal. So you're getting more value out of it for your money. And that's the reason why people do transactions in the first place is because whatever transaction that they're going to do, they believe that the product or service is better than the exchange, the money that they're giving them. So it's one thing to be able to express your value, but you have to know your value and just really looking into your business to see how you are portraying that to your prospect, and just making sure that you are providing the value that they're looking for. It's so much so that it makes sense for them to trust you with their money. And if you don't know how to communicate that, then most likely you're going to lose the sale. Which leads into my second point. You don't know how to communicate. In sales, there are so many variables, and it's just a communication of your value. I mean, yeah, there's different ways how to do sales, whether it's online. In my personal route, I like to do Zoom calls and being on video, but just being able to communicate and understand your customer, your prospect, and really helping them solve their problems and helping them to present the solutions that will help them overcome the problems that they're having. So communication is so broad, but there's so many things that you want to portray so that way you can build a better connection with them. And if you don't know how to communicate your value, your services, how it benefits them, and why it's important to hire you, or you don't know how to communicate why this is important, or really just to help them make sense of things. I mean, they're planning a wedding for the first time. If you don't know how to communicate all these emotions and all these things to really bridge the gap between you and your prospect and your potential client, you're not going to make the sale. And it kind of goes hand in hand with emceeing, and which I can make another video on, but just really think about it. The more you are a better communicator, then the more you're able to connect with your clients, and therefore you also have a better way of connecting not just with your couple, but also with their guests on the day of the wedding. So when you learn how to sell, you really know how to get into the minds of your customers, your clients, and also the people who you'll be in front of if you're an MC. So that's an important skill. Selling, communication. If you don't know how to do that, you're missing out on the potential of what could become your part of your business, and about, more importantly, about who you are, who you could be. This is a whole transformation. I don't mean to go too deep into it right now, but if you know how to communicate, then you level up your connection with your clients, and that will lead you to the sale. But one thing I do want to take note is, you know what? There are some salesy people, and by no means do I want you to do this unethically if your service isn't as to the par of how you want things to be. I take it that you're going to do whatever it takes to be your best for your client. So whatever I'm teaching you right now, make sure you're doing this ethically, and that you are genuinely coming from a place that you want to help them and provide value to your clients. You're not just selling just to sell, but you are genuinely helping them in solving their problem and in exchange for your services and their trust with their money. Third, the reason why you probably don't know how to sell is that you haven't proved that they can trust you. You haven't proved to them that you're competent with what you do as a DJ, and also that you're the right person for the job. Like, there's so many check boxes that they need to check off in their mind to trust you. Ultimately, you want them to trust you in what you have to offer and what you have to deliver, and the confidence and the communication and how you talk to them. So those are some of the things that's kind of holding you back from booking weddings. But definitely the next part I want to talk about is something very important, and I think I've struggled with this at one point because I didn't know how to approach sales in the beginning. And there could be moments where you hear all these things online, to all these closes, and I'm not really big into high pressure like sales tactics or anything like that. If you really think about it, a lot of people get turned off by people who are being very salesy. And what do I mean by that? When I think of someone being salesy, I think they're really desperate to get the sale. They're either getting the commissions out of it. They're not really looking out for the interests of the prospect or the potential client. they're just in it for the money, and they're doing whatever it takes to get that sale. And this is an art form in a sense of just knowing how to navigate through this. And you don't want to come off as salesy, although you have good intentions, but you're not being aware of what comes off as salesy, and you don't know how to tactfully like engage with your prospects, so that way you come off not salesy, and that you are actually coming from a place that you are helping them overcome their objections, their obstacles that are going through their minds, and you're helping them. You're the advisor here, helping them get what they want. By being salesy, you're just pushing them away. And from what I've learned, don't do any of the salesy tactics, I guess you would say. But there are some ways to go about this, so that way you are coming from a place that you are genuinely helping them. And I think that's where I'm trying to come from too as well when I'm sharing this with you. This is my approach, and especially that like you are going to be working with these clients, it makes sense that you want to generally help them. I mean, you'll be, not only do you sell them on your services, but through this process from now till the wedding day, it's a relationship. So that's my approach to it. And you know, there could be several factors to your sales process and how you're conducting your sales, but I want to keep things short in this video. Those are some of the things that I could come up with from the top of my head. I'm sure there's more, and I would love to hear your thoughts on what other areas that you need improvement on. But stay tuned for more videos where I will go deeper into why you're not booking any weddings. This is a passionate project of mine, and something that I'm really passionate in just sharing with you, just because I've been there and I've learned so many things that in my career doing this as a full-time DJ, that I just want to share with you, and so that way we can all grow in this business and do what we love as DJ. I hope this video has been helpful, and if you're interested to learn more, go to weddingdjmastery.com. You'll see some of my services and products, and it's something I'm still building out here. I'm starting new, but if you enjoyed what I just shared with you, let me know, and happy to help you out. So to wrap things up real quick, you know, the reason why you're not booking any weddings is because you don't know how to sell. And if you're looking to learn more on how to sell and how to communicate your value and not come off as salesy, I can help you out there. Well, stay tuned for more. Subscribe to this video, give it a thumbs up, and let me know what's your takeaway down in the description below. I'm Joe with Wedding DJ Mastery, and I'll catch you later. Bye.